Hey everyone, welcome back to a special edition of my market update. If you just received the April update not too long ago, then I don't ever want to just fill your in-basket up with random information, but there's been a topic that's been going on. I've been fielding a lot of questions about it. So I felt like it was important to get this information out to you. I've been selling along the Grand Strand for the last 18 years, and condo sales, whether it's the golf course type condos or resort type condos, oceanfront, have always been a big part of my business. So I stay real in tune. And when I start hearing a lot of questions about the same topic, I always think it's important to be able to get that information out to you as a potential owner in this market. So the conversation revolves around the extremely high increases in the insurance that we're seeing in a lot of the condo buildings along our beach. So it's not uncommon right now. I've got several clients who have gone nearly double and sometimes more than double what last year's insurance cost was to what the 2023 new cost is. In fact, I had a seller in an oceanfront condo where their previous insurance on an annual basis was around $2,600, and it was going up to double at 52 and some change a year. So that can make a significant difference. Whether you're renting the property or not renting the property, that is a big jump in terms of your expenses. So I wanted to get you some insight on kind of what's going on, and then give you a couple ideas of things that you might be able to do as an owner to, at bare minimum, just make sure that you're prepared in case your building has something like that. So what's happening right now, there's a couple of things that have caused these increases. One is, if you look back over the last probably 3 to 4 years, we've had a significant amount of not necessarily weather-related, immediate weather-related events, but just weather-related insurance events over the last several years, whether that's floods, hurricanes, tornadoes, wildfires, things like that, where there's huge losses and insurance companies have to come in for those dwellings, commercial and residential, and it costs money. And so they're paying out claims. And as you probably know, most insurance carriers, the people that are getting their claims covered aren't the only ones that see increases. Those are spread out even into areas where maybe they weren't affected by the event, but the carrier that has other policyholders in those areas, they kind of take a piece of that in terms of the increases. So that's one thing that's happened. We've had a significant amount of events over the last few years that have caused big payouts, and we're all kind of paying for them right now. The other thing that's happening is within our specific area along the Grand Strand is we've had a lot of those carriers for different reasons leave, so to speak, and they're not writing insurance in our market anymore. So whether or not they just said, you know what, the risk is just too high, we don't want to be here anymore, or some of the insurance companies just basically went out of business, then we have fewer carriers. And so we have less competition. So those two things have really caused a significant increase in what the sellers are seeing for their individual premiums. And this, again, this is in your building insurance, your HO6 insurance and stuff like that. I've heard has gone up a little bit, but this is really revolves around the building insurance that now every owner has a little bit of a piece of. Now, when you get those big increases, when they're renegotiating, those insurance companies renegotiating those policies with those buildings, one of the challenges that happens is in homeowners associations, there's always this balance, having enough money to pay the bills, but also keep the premiums and the HOA payments down to something that's reasonable on a monthly basis. One of the caveats to our market is when these HOA or the oceanfront buildings and a lot of the condo buildings, people don't live in them a lot of times as their primary residence. So there's a lot of turnover. And so we've got the overall goal in a lot of the buildings is to keep the homeowners association payment low, which means sometimes when there's an expense change that comes up that's significant, there's not enough reserves. So there's not enough to absorb that and make up for that change in payments. So now they either have to raise the monthly insurance premiums, or if it's quarterly, whatever it is for the owners, or they have to levy a special assessment, or sometimes both. I've seen buildings this year where the monthly HOA payment went up and they ended up having to do a special assessment on top of that, a one-time assessment to be able to get caught up, replace some reserves and make sure that they were going to have enough in reserve for future projects and, just be able to keep a decent amount of money in there for things that are unknown. So why is this really important? Well, it's really important because you need to be prepared if something like this is potentially coming up. It's probably a little too late to maybe do anything about it, but at minimum, you can be prepared. So my suggestion would be, if you haven't had a significant increase this year or heard of anything, assessments and stuff like that, now would be a good time to reach out to your homeowners association. Just check, just see if you anticipate anything. And they may not know yet. You may not be at a renewal period. And so that's great. And hopefully that's where you are. But if you aren't, and there's talk of it, or there's a potential for that, then it's better to know before you just all of a sudden get notice that, you've doubled your insurance for the building. The other thing that I want to let you know is, if you are thinking about right now, gosh, is this going to affect, I'm thinking about possibly selling this year. Is this going to affect the saleability? Is it going to affect values and stuff like that? If you're thinking about the possibility of selling this year, give me a call. Let's talk through, see what you have, see where the market value is. In some buildings, it's making a little bit of a difference, I think, in the eyes of the buyer, but in a lot of them, it's always going to come down to a net number. So it's not the end of the world, but the main thing is that you're prepared so you don't have any surprises, and you can plan financially for any of your expenses that may change in the upcoming 12 months. If you're not planning on selling, perfectly fine. If you want to reach out to me and see how things are going here in the condo market along the Grand Strand, feel free anytime. I'm happy to get you that information. Thank you again for allowing me to be your real estate resource along the Grand Strand, and I look forward to talking with you again soon.